In the coming months, hundreds of Burger King locations throughout the country will close. One of the biggest fast food companies in America and the world at the moment, Empire, is under threat from a number of obstacles. According to recent data, Burger King is losing ground to McDonald's, Taco Bell, and Wendy's as its revenue declines, given that the company's issues are projected to get significantly worse by 2023. So far this year, not one, not two, but three significant Burger King operators have declared bankruptcy. The largest franchisees in Ohio, Utah, and Michigan have long complained of serious cash flow issues. About 400 of the businesses they have been running at a deficit will permanently close their doors this year. According to industry estimates, corporate officials are currently urging franchisees of failing Sling brands to sell their stores to other operators rather than shutting them down, which might have resulted in financial losses of $300 million last month. The company filed a lawsuit with a number of creditors and vendors to force the sale of the remaining units run by struggling franchisees. If the operators don't comply, the brand plans to sue them in order to recover nearly $10 million in unpaid royalties. The parent business of International Burger King is currently in grave danger, and Chairman Patrick Doyle claims the only logical option is to sell. In order to manage stores around the world, the fast food giant relies on a wide network of private franchisees, which the firm would support. However, financial prospects for many US-based operators who are currently hanging by a thread will substantially deteriorate in 2023. Given that the company's board of directors recently sent a statement with a fairly threatening tone, it appears that issues between corporate and franchisees are still getting worse. Doyle stated earlier this year that underperforming operators would be required to leave the system, and the business would move on to other endeavors. Doyle emphasized that in order to ensure that our restaurants are ultimately in the hands of the right people, although there are no shortcuts for us in the way you're running the company, we're willing to do that. Getting the restaurants into the appropriate hands is part of our goal of executing everything around the Burger King restaurant correctly. The executive noted that certain franchisees are dealing with difficulties similar to those that led Tom's King to declare bankruptcy in March, while brand CEO Joshua Kopsa made a suggestion to that effect. It has been made known that certain franchisees are having issues, whether they are operational or financial. According to him, many of these operators aren't set up for long-term operational and financial success. In order to determine whether the bankruptcies were a sign of future problems for the international original restaurant industry and why large competitors haven't yet had these issues, Burger King's biggest problem right now is that most of its rivals enjoyed a buffer from a major ramp-up and earnings during COVID-19. Burger King's US business lagged behind its competitors' digital skills before the pandemic. Early in 2020, they didn't have the proper marketing and product emphasis. The company didn't really have much momentum at that point, as they were slipping towards COVID. Following the reopening of enterprises and the onset of inflation, other brands were better prepared. Margin erosion at Burger King made it difficult for the firm to catch up to its rivals. As a result, the business is less able to take on the debt required to fund pricey initiatives, like upgrading the Burger King franchise stores in the United States as part of its claim. When determining how to revive Burger King queues in the context of low credit rates, Restaurant Brands International must consider the Flame program and the leverage issue. It wouldn't be a significant disadvantage if they weren't operating in a higher rate environment. The disparity is unquestionably more relevant for the company's finances as a result. While labor costs, supply chain problems, and development expenditures have all increased, rising interest rates have put many franchisees under duress due to tighter financing conditions. A sizable but unidentified portion of franchisees, according to the experts, have lost access to the development lines of credit and are in some sort of technical default, which means they have surpassed their least adjusted leverage ratios or are not meeting requirements. In order to keep up with rival brands at the same time, the chain has declared plans to invest $150 million in its regained Flame advertising and digital investment initiative. It has also invested in digital menu boards, point-of-sale systems, and printers. These investments have helped it increase its share of voice and recognition with customers. Franchisees, on the other hand, are being forced to spend $250 million to upgrade kitchen appliances like toasters, fryers, parking lot repairs, and lighting. According to a statement made by COPS in June, the 63 closings represented just under 1% of the company's American operations. With its new scheme, Burger King gives high-traffic or well-located stores priority, but it also implies that more distressed franchise units will receive less help. Only 54 of its locations are taking part in the program's renovation, leaving 3,700 locations without the required upgrades. Store profitability in the United States has been falling for more than a decade. In fact, Burger King's annual revenues fell by 36% between 2010 and 2020. The brand generated an average annual income of $2.5 billion, but in 2022, it was only $1.9 billion. The chain's value offers haven't performed as well as anticipated. Buy one, get one free, and 2 for $6 promotions on Whoppers and chicken and fish sandwiches proved to be much less popular than the 2 for $5 deal the chain had in 2020, creating a significant year-over-year gap in Burger King's sales. According to technological data, Wendy's has overcome Burger King to take second place among all burger chains in the country for sales. Sales of Wendy's items climbed 4.8% last year. At that time, Burger King's revenue fell by 5.4% to $9.6 billion. Since 2019, numerous things have contributed to its demise. According to former CEO Jose, the business was having trouble crafting the ideal value story for its customers. He claimed that the brand's approach to value has been erratic. It did so in order to introduce a $1 Your Way menu in December 2019. However, that was modified to a $5 Your Way menu by January 2023. While Wendy's concentrated on its high-end, made-to-crave menu, which included items like the pretzel bacon pub cheeseburger and jalapeno papa chicken, McDonald's emphasized its value menu, perhaps illustrating that value is the 10% rise in incremental sales that the menu was responsible for. That's all for today. If you liked this video, please give a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to receive notifications. Also, express your valuable thoughts in the comment section below. Until then, bye. Also, spend some time watching other videos on the channel.